the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Boomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Boomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen. It will never happen. We cannot have a meltdown.
Well, good morning. I'm in downtown Los Angeles this morning. So I hope you're out of your dogma snuggies for a while, for at least an hour. So a lot to talk about, a lot of really breaking news that nobody will give you, no one will have, because I do the work. So I was at the San Onofre waste hearing last night. I spoke. I went off. You know how I go. In the hearing, it was packed house, overflow room packed. First off, thank you to all the Southern Californians for their incredible work as far as the solar initiative. What a huge success. I mean, wow. But so this is the outrage of this whole dog and pony show we have politically, socially, whatever. So Allison McFarland's on the committee now. Surprise, surprise, on the relocation of the waste. I mean, boy, that girl gets around, don't she? I talked to her. But anyway, you can see the video. So I'll explain this, and we'll get to some other issues. But you anti-nuclears need to perk up and pay attention. This is important shit. This is a big deal. So they scheduled the nuclear waste, Operation Hot Potatoes, what they call consent. They want places that are going to consent. They claim they have two that have consented. Yeah, just like that girl up there in Stanford. She consented, huh? The Skull and Bones rat rapes the girl, gets what? 3 months in jail? What? Anyway, so consent. So, and by the way, they have some new people on there, some young people on. I like them. And I got to tell you, the progress that's being made at San Onofre just in 2 years from when I was at the Army, it's night and day. You remember I went on that rant and said, get it off there, moving on the beach. They don't even talk about putting it on the beach. That's done. It's not going to be buried on the beach. They don't even bring that up. They're all about getting it out of there and getting it out of there right now. So at San Onofre, I was there yesterday, at the reactor. What's going on? Capistrano, the whole thing. I'll tell you. Okay, so they've already got most of the waste out of the pools. They're in the parking lots now. So in big containers or in the dry cast, they have to be put in the dry cast, and they get moved, blah, 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 blah. And, they're going to move it. I'm here to tell you. So they say New Mexico has consented, which by lawsuits, which New Mexico hasn't consented. Of course, Texas, the pit down there. And so I tell everybody in there, well, I'm glad Energy Solutions is bolting out of Utah, going to Texas, just like Warren Jeffs did. They got away with bloody murder, rape, pedophilia for decades, Warren Jeffs. The Mormons freaking just let them do it, just like Energy says, let her rape us, let us murder us, move to Texas. I says, I'm glad, because when Warren Jeffs moved to Texas, look what happened to him. Texas has a whole other brand of justice. And I says, when they find out, oh, good, what they'll do, because they're not Utah. And so that's the dog and pony. It's got to go somewhere, I understand, but my face is put it in Yucca. Be done with it, put it in Yucca. I mean, Congress passed Yucca. That option? Oh, yeah. you know. But, I mean, it's the least of the worst bad ideas, yes. I mean, I've been at this a long time. I've run it. And Allison agrees with me. A lot of people agree when they've been at this. I mean, this is a political quagmire stuck in the mud, nightmare from hell that we have created here in the United States with the nuclear waste. So I got to tell you this. So I'll start off at the beginning. So they did not schedule a hearing in San Diego. So they'll be in Idaho the 14th in Boise of July. I'll be there. And so, okay, from the beginning, Dead on ISIS, your billionaire congressman who, you know, oh, he's on our side now, right? He's on our side now. He's anti-nuclear, jumped in. He requested this hearing. Micah Gary and Mia, they're on our side, the attorneys, right? They're all over this. These are the main players. These are who requested the hearing. They requested the hearing. This was not a scheduled hearing. This was improv. So they show up with their committee, improv, and they put on the full show. You know, they had things just like they do on all the other ones, and they didn't have to. They agreed to it. Of course they want to do it. Why wouldn't you? They could stay at San Juan Capistrano, all paid expenses, bring the family. And, oh, they do. You know, just like when they have it at the Army. Oh, hell yeah, that Lady Gallison's right here. Oh, yeah. You know, we all know, you know, Laguna Beach is San Juan Capistrano. I mean, you're talking fucking one of the true fucking gems of the earth. If anybody's a traveler or a historian or whatever and haven't been to the mission in San Juan Capistrano, it is truly, truly one of the great fucking North American fucking archive fucking gems of the earth. So is the Cove. So I'll talk about the dead tide pools. I was at Shaw Cove yesterday. They're dead and fucked. I'll talk about that. I talked to the young woman who's been the lifeguard right there at the famous federally protected Shaw's Cove, one of the most famous tide pools where it's orange starfish, purple starfish, fucking multicars, right out of her own mouth. I said, "You been here more than 5 years?" "Yeah, every day." "Okay. You see a star change from when?" "Fukushima, 2011. Dramatically." I said, "Dead, huh?" "Unbelievable dead." I have videos. Dead. I mean, dead. So, let's start up the hearing. So, they requested it. Gary, Mia, of course, Daryl ISIS requested. None of them showed up. Now, something came up and they're too far away. Daryl ISIS lives 15 minutes on the train from it. He lives right fucking there. I mean, he could walk out of his fucking mansion, his billionaire mansion, have his driver just drop him off, and he's a billionaire. He's the richest man in Congress. I said, for that matter, he could just jump on the fucking train right there. The train drops you off right there. You could literally walk. That's what I do. You know, so, okay, I'm in there. You know, I've got a lot of video content, and I'll slowly get it out. I mean, I'm on the fly. I'm fucking working, you know how I operate. Fuck, I don't know. Where'd you sleep last night, Kev? Whoa. You know, so this is a tough gig. What I do is, it blows my mind. And, you know, there's my little army that's helped me out, let me sleep on couches, give me rides, have me around there. You know, it seems they have one in every freaking little town that helps me. Thank God for them. I'm literally. So they don't show up. So they start the hearing. They're like, well, Joe ISIS requested this hearing, but he can't make it because he's too busy, blah, blah, blah. So he's going to be live Skype. Okay. You know, even I'm an old freaking idiot with fucking technology. I can freaking figure that out. Always had a problem with the Skype, so he puts up this trite video. It was pathetic. So I talked to, what's her name, the watchdog, one of the watchdogs down there. He's in a dead heat, nuclear. He's afraid. I says, where the fuck's the Gary? I'm telling you, I never seen, okay, we call them the white shirts, private security. For the first time ever, and I've been to all these things all over the country in my life, I've never seen the security force show up that guards the waste at the reactors. You should see these fucking guys. Oh, the fucking SS is out. You know, they're there all gamped up with, showing their guns, have guns on tape. Trade show fucking thing. Private fucking security following me again, sit right next to me all over. I mean, unreal. Of course, you know, who polices those hearings is California Highway Patrol. I always make sure I go up and talk to them, tell them what I'm doing, you know, shoot my videos, hold my signs, whatever. I make sure I let them know who I am, what I'm doing, which they already know. But the white shirts are there, the Homeland Security. You know, that's the first time I've ever seen white shirts at a hearing. for any nuclear reactor. I've never seen the. I mean, they're in the street. They're all over me. They're Edward Swordsville. They're all over me. Oh, they're fucking there. I couldn't believe it. You know, I'm like, wow, what the fuck? So then we have the great, well, he ain't great. So all you people that are geeked up on this reporter from San Diego who's been writing all these articles, I exposed him, the phony rat. So he walks up and I says, oh, you're the guy that's been writing this stuff about San Onofre, the nuclear waste for, you know, Channel 7, blah, blah, blah. You're him, huh? Yeah. So guess what he's got around, and you cannot, man, I have photographs and I have proof. Guess what he's got hanging around his neck? He's got a credential card and the wrap, you know how they are, the cloth wrap, Energy Solutions. I said, what the fuck is that? Where did you get that? And he won't talk. Just zips up. I said, you're on the fucking take. You work for them. I says, I read your articles. I knew you worked for them. How? So he's paid opposition. And I can prove it. I can prove it. You know, I tell you, I says, you got to be fucking kidding me. I says, you know what a violation you are to a guy like me? You know, fighting for my life for cancer. And I held up my best friend when we grew up, Paul, as you know, a lot of you people know, he was fighting cancer with me. We got sick at the same time. You know, he was in this YouTube site. He was everywhere all the time. Anti-nuclear grew at the time. I held up his obituary, and I showed, because John, who's running the show, who actually I like that young man. I mean, I think he's good. He's been thrown to the wolves. And, I feel sorry. He didn't create this nightmare, So he lived in Comic City for a long time. And I said, well, this is where he grew up. He was born in Comic City, and he's dead, fighting cancer, blah, blah, blah. So they don't show up. Now think about this. That's like, it's like you're married. I remember when I was married, your girlfriend, and she's like, Kevin, we need to go to this party. We need to do this. And I don't want to go. I don't want to go to that. Something you really don't want to do, you don't want to do. But, you love her. And, or vice versa. I want to do, she doesn't. And so, okay, for weeks and months she talks you on going to this place, going to the thing. And so you finally book the flights, you get the hotels, you put it all together, and you're like, okay, you make the most of it. You're going to be happy. Well, I'll make her happy. I agree to do it, even though I don't want to do it. But, that's what partnerships and agreements do. That's what I do on this YouTube site. Everything I do, I'm asked to do. And I have a rule. Somebody called and asked me to make a video about somebody the other day. I'd never say no. I do the work. And I'm a fool to do the dirty work, and oh boy, am I. But so, and then right as you're getting ready to get the planes that day, or right there as you're going to get on the plane, she doesn't show up. And she sends you a text. This is your mate that you sleep with and you're with every freaking day, just like these guys. We count on them, and then she says, well, hey, I had to go to my mom's and I got real sick. What? And that's what happens to me all the time on the friendship dating, by the way. So Gary doesn't show up. What? Me didn't show up. Bill Isis requested this. Micah Gary requested this fucking hearing. And it's hardcore. And I even talked to them. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So here's why I think. Now this is hypothesis. Why I think they get talked to by Obama's goon squad, which is the nuclear cartel, which he uses every apparatus. He uses hometown security. They use it to squash this. It's all about the cover up Fukushima. I mean, anytime they get any traction, because you should have seen the media presence there. The media presence was gigantic. Every single fucking news affiliate in all three counties, Orange County, Los Angeles County, fucking San Diego County. Oh, they were there. They were there in fucking droves. I did multiple interviews. The Orange County Register, they did a great fucking piece. They talked to me for a long time. I mean, all of them were there. Of course, not the LA Times, but I mean, television affiliate. I mean, with camera crews, with their Barbie beautiful freaking reporters. I talked to. I mean, they had the beautiful freaking. You know who they throw out in L.A. They were there. Barbie was there. And I talked to her, and so I says, "Can you stand by me and just kind of look like you do?" And I says, "You can tell your husband that this is for medicinal purposes only." She laughed, but so they don't show up. I'm like, oh my! So they have a pre-party. Now they have a Public California so-called activist committee. And some of them are pretty good, but some of them are beyond pathetic because I've been listening to them fucking babble the same. So Gary Hedrick's the first one up every time. He is pathetic. He's controlled opposition. Of course, Donna Young was there, and then the young school teacher from Capistrano, what's her name? She was there. She was fantastic, and then I'm trying to think her, of Asian descent. I think she's God, what? She's fantastic. She was there, you know, and so they have a pre-party. Of course, I'm never invited to the pre-parties. Never. A guy like me, an actual activist accomplishes, you know, and they all know me personally. Everyone, oh, Kev, you know, how you doing? You know, oh, yeah, I watch it. Donna, I watch every video you do, Kevin. I said, you know, so get this. So the pre-party, they go in there, come by, they have, I'm standing there. I'm there watching it for a couple hours, you know, because I'm holding my sign up and talking to media. I know how to operate at a protest. I know how to operate it. You know, I've been at this a long fucking time. I know what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And, you know, Peter was there. He came up to San Diego and did great work. You know, he's the one that got me up there to speak. You know, and, of course, you know, here in L.A., you know, we had a small group of us. Nancy was there, and, you know, so Kurt was there, and, you know, it was good. And so it was a good hearing, I can tell you, from the enemy side. I mean, and Tom from Edison, by the way, everybody hates him and goes off on him. He's the only guy that gets this. I mean, they didn't do this. Tom from Edison, I've talked to him, and he's so stripping. He gets up there and goes out, and by the way, Allison's PowerPoint presentation was fucking incredible. All over it. She laid out this quagmire and this fucking nightmare, and the American populace refuses to deal with it, kicking the can and laid out. Do you know in this country you're paying $500 fucking billion annually right now? Well, I mean, not 500 billion annually, but that's where it's going to go to. She said it's going to go to 500 billion annually. So by law, that was the deal. By law, this nuclear waste had to go. By law, they went over the freaking deadline. By law, they breached the contract. Every reactor is sued for breach of contract. The longer it sits there, and that's who pays for these hearings is the fund, which is your money. Your money is paying. So they just win lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit against the DE, and it's just piling and piling because they're on breach of contract. The contract said they lied to us and lied to us. They had to have a fucking repository for the fucking waste from there by 1971, by the way. And they kick it, but, you know, it's on. So, okay, I'll start from the beginning. I go in there, it's a trade show. Edison's got boost. So you go up there, and right up the gate, there's a guy talking about their casting, the spent fuel pools, whatever. And so I'm like, we start talking, and he tells me, well, you know, the spent fuel pools at Fukushima really held up pretty well. I says, are you insane or just a fucking liar? I says, do I need to pull out the John Holden fucking FOIA documents? You're the fucking guy who says on March 12th in his fucking own emails they're completely on fire, they're completely empty, they're blown up and done for toward everybody. I mean, it's unarguable fact. They blew the fucking smithereens, like Kevin Blanch said on day one. Are you fucking, what do you play me for a fucking fool? You know, and they stuck to the line. And the other ones after that, they wouldn't speak to me. They just stood there like, they know this dog and pony show. But Edison, Tom, he knows. I talked to him, and he's like, Kevin, you can't, I mean, we just got to fucking do this. They're way, way, way ahead of schedule. They're way under budget. So they've already got most of the waste pulled out of the pools. They're stacked up in containers in the parking lot. Now, I talked to the security, so here's the security around the nuclear reactors. You got to see these freaking guys. Oh, boy. You know, this is the SS fucking squad on fucking Balco. They were nice and polite, but you know how they show them fucking guns, put their guns in face, just please, you know how they operate. So I asked, you know who Megan Rice is? No. I says, you're in nuclear security. That's all you do. You work for the government? Yeah, nuclear security. And you don't know who Megan Rice is? No. Who is she? 85-year-old nun who broke into Y12 and Y. Do you know about Y12 and 25? Of course. You know, she broke in there sitting waving her arms for fucking 2 days. 2 hours. Nobody even knew fucking thing. Well, we're not Y12 and 25. I said, good. So I said, I hope you really have it secured, and I hope you have it secured well. And and thank you. You know, I mean, you get paid, but I still, I'm sarcastic as fuck with them. Like Megan Rice, thank you for imprisoning me, Timothy. Thank you, Timothy, to the prosecutor. I'm sitting in the courtroom, and I listened to her speech. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Timothy, for incarcerating an 85-year-old nun in a holding cell that's built for hold somebody for 2 weeks. Thank you for incarcerating for freaking almost 2 years and 57 degrees. Thank you for freaking exposing me and trying to kill an 85-year-old nun peace activist. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to really thank you for that. So I would have never known the abuse that you and the crimes that you commit. And, thank you for letting me know, So when I get out, I have something else to protest. Megan Rice, June 28, 2014. I was there too. So we're in there. So the hearing starts, the dog and pony show, and it was pretty good. They put on I mean, some of it was, they had the guy who transported waste, and he got up there and babbled like a buffoon. Oh, this is a picture of the first waste hauled here from Santa Susana. So I pipe up, and I got kind of trouble. Well, yeah, you mean Rocky Flats? They just settled it out? And then, this is it. The first nuclear waste shipment from Atomic City. And, you mean when it blew up and they had to peel the guy up the ceiling? And then they start their whip shit. I was just, you mean whip that blew up on Valentine's Day that Kevin Blanch reported from the School of Business that built whip? And you said it was a salt truck? Oh, that cabin? Oh, you mean that? So everything they had, they're just, pathological errors. And so the activist community, they get it in San Diego. Packed house. Do not kid you. I travel all over. You will not get packed house like this except maybe in Vermont. And they're fantastic, too, the Yankee people. They don't fuck around. These activists are fucking down there. They're pretty much schooled, but so they kept going off, all these activists got to speak. Of course not Kevin Blanch. I'm not on the board. So they even get chairs up front, and, they just stick me in the back, wherever, fucking the guy who does the dirty work. So here they go. And, Donna Young herself, and I talked to Donna a third time, she's, going on this rant about the Areva-built dry cast at Fukushima, the heavier things held up. And I'm like, no, they didn't, Donna. They blew to smithereens. I have to show you the break before. Can you email it? No, it's very well. And even Allison said, Areva, that company, Areva is totally bankrupt. You do know the international community broke up Areva last week, broke them up. This is the French owned. This is the people making your containers. They're just like InterSolutions. This is a corrupt model. And Allison talked about the business model's done with these guys. They have no possible way to compete, even with the government subsidy, because it's such an economically joke and catastrophe, and they're just closing, and they're just going to park the pieces of shit on the side of the road. And the American public absolutely refuses to deal with the fucking waste. I used to say, when people, because we don't have nuclear reactors in Utah, you send the shit to Utah, I used to say, you build it, you fucking eat it. But we all eat it. It's called the jet stream. But it's got to come off this cliff. Of course, we got the amazing, great fucking news the other day. I cried when I fucking heard people crying, calling me from all over the world, crying, literally crying. They announced Diablo Canyon, which I told the world that. I told the entire world that a month and a half ago. Cassandra again? Oh, yeah. I can tell you they're going to be announcing the closing of Diablo soon. This is breaking news. You watch my videos. You know that. It's amazing the journalistic breaking news and out front, the only person in the world that has it, and people pull back. You don't realize how powerful freaking my sources are and freaking what I get. So people pull back because people in this country hate the fucking truth. They hate the reality. They like dogma spawn. They like YouTube bloggers, the analysis and fit into their bullshit. Gonna happen. Oh, it couldn't already happen. The ocean couldn't be dying. It couldn't be Fukushima when it's already happened. It's almost dead. All the tide pools, Shaw's Cove's empty. I was right there. It's gone. I was at Liquor. There's a little teeny bit of fucking movement over very fucking little gone. And you got these basement fucking dwellers spinning, talking shit like fucking diarrhea out of their fucking mouth. These fucking pure definition of a troll. Come on, you know what a troll is. What do you got to do? How illogical are... wake the fuck up, I tell everybody. So then she gets up. You're scootering, same rhetoric. Oh, the Areva dry cast at number 3. The Areva dry cast at 3, fuck, we've known this earlier. There's infrared pictures of them. Blown to smithereens, wide fucking open. What the fuck are you talking about? The spent fuel pools blew to fucking smithereens, just like Kevin Blanch, the only person on fucking Earth said day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, broken record on Balco. I thought I'm the most accurate on the biggest story in human history. Kevin Blanch is the most accurate source in human history. I should have fucking 100 million views a fucking hour. It's amazing people don't want the truth. They can't handle the fucking truth. It's unbelievable, this half the story. Not the fact that this happened, the fact of the fucking American fucking dogmatic fucking compartmentalized fucking thing, but fuck reality. It's mind blowing. So we're in there, and so, you can watch it on YouTube. I get up and go off. And well, so Donna's like, can you give me that? Come on, Donna. You know, I thought you did all this fucking work. I mean, do I got to do that to you? I thought you guys were the ones they sent in pizza to and coffee to, and you got to sit there and talk and, you know, have a little fucking third-grade personality conflict. I don't want to, fuck that, move on. You know, let's deal with the fucking reality. So I'm like, I go crazy, and you can see, and I give the solution. I always give the solution. So 2 years ago when I'm at the Omni, they're still talking about putting in fucking dry cast on the beach. And you heard me go crazy in there. You don't think I got a voice. Ask fucking Tom for medicine. Ask any of them. Oh, they got a voice. They listen to me loud and clear. He'll tell you right in your face, oh, boy, do you get it. Because he gets it because he's on the ground. They know the site's so fucking contaminated, it's unbelievable. They know they need to get it out of there before the fucking earthquake happens, before something. They know because it's so contaminated, it's so fucked up, and they're not worried about litigation because you can't sue them. Hello, it's Bryce Anderson. Congress ain't never going to budge. So as I said, there is no I write in here. I says there is no political solution. There is no bloody revolution. And I'm full to do your dirty work, but I got an answer, and you can watch my YouTube video and see the answer, which it is the answer. He knows that. He knows that. I know. So I go on that rant in the Omni on October fucking 27th, 2014, and amazingly, they don't even talk. They're putting on the beach is over. Kevin Blanch's work again. Everybody else has come by yawn about what thick container is going to bury on the beach, rather than Kevin Blanch says, oh, no, fuck, one guy fucking going there. Fuck you, get it off there. They're not going to put it on the beach now. It's out of there. They're doing what they call interim storage. They're trying that dog and pony show, but yeah, that's a nightmare because as soon as New Mexico and Texas finds out, and of course Idaho did pass it. They're the only ones that did vote for it. One of the lead state legislators' wife was in the bone marrow transplant, dying of leukemia when this was all going on, and you know, at Atomic City, and the vote to bring some of the waste there and new scale, putting a new reactor, this whole dog and pony show that Barack Obama's the one completely promoting this, the most post-nuclear guy in human history. And so as we go, I'm like, they vote on, says, really, you're going to push this bill? Or they're going to create jobs? I said, they're not going to create one single job. None. You know, these are all run by computers on the waste, and all this waste is some securities. And then Megan Rice, but they don't even have security. This is a looting dog and pony show. They're not going to do shit. And you're really going to vote for this while your wife is fucking, 60 years old, dying of fucking AML leukemia? You know, oh, no, she's going to live, blah, blah, blah. You cannot make this up. I mean, you know, because I'm in the hospital fucking dying myself. I talk to him all the time. You know, I walk around the room, got my mask. The only people you communicate with. You know, and he and I are talking politics. We're talking geopolitics all the time. We're talking nuclearism. He's picking my brain, picking my head, because he's the guy that's going to vote. So I pick up the paper, you know, online. I'm looking, you know, I'm in the hospital, and I don't pass it. There he is, giving a statement. He voted for it. And I'm like, I told him that day, you really voted for this when she's right there. Unreal. Okay. Oh, she died 3 days later. These people have no soul. They have no conscience. They have no fucking reality. I laid him out the statistics and showed him the incident of leukemia right out of Atomic City. Paul, my best friend that I put up the obituary, grew up right next to it. I live fucking right there. You know, like here in L.A. Oh, we're okay. What about Santa Susana? You even know about that? Hello, Robin Anderson. You know, did she go to Pullman? No, I think she went to Pasadena High. You know, Gypsy, yeah, that song. Stevie Nicks, you know, remember she was dying with a baby, and Stevie took the baby and raised the baby. Fuck, it's unbelievable. You fucking no one gives a fuck. Everybody's got these whole fucking drugs cancer. That's what it is. Hello. And everybody says, so then the congresswoman that's running for District 48, which is right there, you know, Capistrano, she gets up and, oh my God, talk about ignorant. Oh, I've known that, and it was great. I love that part because her son got sick, her father, you know, her husband died, but then she makes the statement, well, you live in Idaho too. Him, this isn't your issue. Oh, I went off on her. I says, oh, really? Not our issue in Utah and Idaho. Do you realize where the San Onofre generators built? No, buried? Hotter than hell? Right on the Idaho-Utah border. Do you realize where they've been shipping the San Onofre waste for years? Which they admit right there. Right on into Utah and into Idaho. Do you understand that? Do you even know that? Do you know about Rocky Flats? What's that? So you make a statement like that, I got news for you. Do you understand that meltdowns of Fukushima was brought up over and over and over, and every time Fukushima was brought up, Alison McFarland's head would go straight down. I mean, I grilled her. I went right to her face because I know for a fact, because Alison McFarland was head of the NRC who covered all this up. Alison McFarland was head of the NRC when Barbara Boxer's office went in and requested documents, and Barbara Boxer went off, and Alison McFarland's group told him to fuck off. Look it up. Look it up. There's YouTube videos of everything on there. So Allison knows this entire cover-up. She knows that all those racks completely blown up. She knows it's been porn. She knows it's killing. She knows. She knows. She's head of the NRC. She knows more than any. She knows what I know. So I give her. She's right there. I look her right in the fucking eyes, and I says, Allison, I still believe in you. You got thrown to the wolves. I think you're smart, and she is. So I know her. I mean, I know she knows, but she puts her head right now. So why would a Gary and fucking Isa not show up? Why? These are the ones that request it. They're the guys all of a sudden they just stand down. So one guy that knows a Gary that I'm like, what the hell? Well, he's done all this pro bono and he has not been paid. What? And all of a sudden he quits now? Right now when we get the hearing? They didn't have to come. They did not schedule this hearing there. They came because, come on, government dime going to pay for your fucking trip with fucking family. I mean, they stay in the finest hotel, fucking have stuff in. They go out. I mean, I've watched how they play. They spend up your money like fucking on it. They don't give a fuck. I mean, it's carte blanche. And then there's Kevin Blanch sleeping on a bench on the beach in a fucking hostel, hoping to get 5 hours of fucking sleep full of leukemia and then fucking hoping he can find something to fucking eat, hitchhiking up and down the fucking 5, on the 1, walking the beach, fucking, seeing if he's got fucking $5 in his pocket, because his leukemia bill I forked over fucking almost $800,000 getting the bone marrow transplant. Or just sleep last night, Tip, under the dead fucking trees. In the dead fucking pines where the sun from Fukushima was shining. So I went off and they don't show up. I couldn't believe, Homeland Security. I mean, the white shirts, they dress like you and I. So what's his name comes walking up. And I says, there's a guy in a suit, he's got these dark glasses on or whatever. And he walks right up to me and he's got a suit and he just slowly pulls his fucking jacket over right in my face and flashes his badge at me. So I walk right. I said, what? That's supposed to intimidate me? What's that about? Who are you with? And he's like, and then he told me some agency. And I said, oh, that's a Fed agency, right? So you're a Fed cop. Yeah. I says, well, why are you flashing the badge at me? Because you saw me standing there with the sign? Yeah. I says, what? I don't have the ability to fucking exercise my First Amendment right? Really? Really? Of course I do. And then I says, my dad's a Marine at Pendleton, who was nuked to death, Semper Fi as it gets. Do you want me to start telling you who my family is, my uncles? How about my uncle stood on Omaha Beach that raised me, the Battle of the Bulge? How about my other uncle, the freaking Pentagon, the fucking fighter pilot that's still alive? How about him? How about my dad, the dead fucking Marine? How about me full of leukemia? How about me? I told him right to his face, don't tell me. And you're going to flash your badge at me like you're all something? I told him, sir, you don't fucking scare me. Well, you do a YouTube video. And I said, by the way, you know what? I hope nobody in your family's had cancer. A lot of people in my family's had cancer. Then why are you going after a guy like me? All I'm doing is standing there holding up a sign that says, not on the beach. That's all my sign said. Just standing there, quiet, calm, cool. But that's what they do. That's who they fucking are, these fucking SS Nazi fucking goon squads, and they drank the Kool-Aid. They think they're really on the winning team. It's the SS, it's fucking fascism, it's Hitler. So raise your fucking hand up in Austria when Hitler said, I stood there a year ago today. I stood right there where Hitler declared Austria his. I stood right there at the roadside picnic, and there's a rainbow over my head doing the video. You talk to people, well, why did you do that? Why did you freaking hold your hand up? If you didn't, they killed you. The fucking SS squad. What are you supposed to fucking do? The goon squad's out. Oh, they're out. I mean, it's over the top. Why else would a Gary not show up? So you should see the speech. It was chopped and cropped. So it wasn't even one continuous. It was the most pathetic thing I said. So ISIS would speak, and then it chopped. It was completely edited, then a little more speak, and it was the most grotesque, make you puke political speech ever. So then, what's her name says, he's in a dead heat down here. It's good. I hope he fucking lives. I mean, again, we're betrayed. I talk him up. I get my hope up, please, because, he was a warmongering creep. He's a rat. He stole all his money. So you showed his colors. And how about a Gary? I talk him up. I talk up. How about me? They do all this fucking work where I can't imagine. It actually blows my fucking mind. My only explanation is they've been threatened and they were told not to fucking show up. Which, if you don't think they do that, you are a fool. Ask Allison. Ask any of these people that play in this thing. This is the nuclear cartel, which is you, the taxpayer. I mean, they work for you, the Department of Energy. They're not only, I mean, they go right at their own population, blatantly right in your face. John Holdren is the head of the science and technology team that runs this whole show. Moxie, these are eugenicists, proud eugenicists. They've written books. They did their PhDs, all of them at Berkeley and MIT, including Allison. Then they travel around on your dime. They stay in $400 or $500 hotels. I mean, at the Omni. Why wouldn't it be in a public library when they did that to you? At the Omni. They're $400 a night, those rooms. I stayed there because Priceline had a real deep discounted fucking room right there that Lonnie found me and put me in there. So I able to be in the bar with them, and then they come in and they order fucking $100 fucking glass bottles of fucking wine. So I got videos, and I talk to them, and I sit in there, and, have one beer because that's all I got the money for. And I even tell them, hey, I ain't got much money, boy. I got leukemia. Can you give me a discount on the beer? I'll tell the waiters, yeah. I'll go tell them, here's one. But, most times they'll say, here, because I got no money, because the leukemia took all my money. But that's the way it's got to be. My GoFundMe page has $15,000 been donated in 2 years. We're going a year and a half. I spend every penny of it on these fucking I don't even know how I survive. I have a little house payment, and I don't know how I do it. But out of the goodness of different people, sleeping on couch. And somebody asked me, well, why don't you, there's plenty of people that would fund your cause, big money. I said, I'll just get set up. Like they tried to set me up in Canada. Total fucking fraud setup. I mean, that ended up costing Lonnie and Ice money, that whole thing. I mean, that was a setup. They told us they were giving us $500,000. Told us over and over, and they get up there and they give us fucking, really about fucking 12,000 Canadian. And when we had attorneys setting up the fund, I started thinking we lost money. Lonnie put up that money. We lost money. We were had. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. Number one. Number two, if I take fucking money from even one of these big groups, then I'll be Greenpeace. And that Sarah Club was there. Oh, you should have seen that pathetic fucker. I talked to him. Oh my God. Some of the old Greenpeacers there. Oh my God, they're so out of touch with the fucking. I'm like, can you use the internet? Some like Hedrick and some of these guys. By the way, Gene was there, son. He's had a heart attack. He's a great man. I mean, I love Gene. He walks right up here. He walks up and just hugs me. He's a big dude. And he, you can see, boy, he's struggling health-wise. He's a big man. He's a big, tall, good, great fucking peace activist. And he's had a heart attack. And I said, Gene, you can't make this up. On the 5th anniversary, we're sitting, Peter and Lori and I, we're sitting on the fucking beach of San Onofre. And Peter, he's great. He lives in San Diego. He grabs the fucking paper in San Clemente, their little free paper. We're buying some beer so we can have beer on the beach, in our place. A beautiful place that, San Onofre brings tear to my eyes. It's my favorite fucking beach in the fucking world. It might be my favorite place, and there's a nuclear reactor there. These malice intentional rat fucks. The Mother's Heart, the beautiful place where all the Chumash and all the natives did it's the grandest place in the world. Devil Canyon, they built a reactor there. These sick fucking bastards. And they're all dead and gone, the people that put them there. But what about all the fake activists? Everybody's talking about the celebrity activists. Oh, I know this. And I says, no, you don't get it. That was 30 years ago. Where's Patty Davis taking off her clothes at Diablo? I talked to them. The people, I talked to them all. I'm down here. You can't make it on the 5th anniversary of Fukushima was Nancy Reagan's wake. There's Patty. Oh, she got bigger fish to fry, because they never meant any of this. The reason I used in that rant, I said, there's no political solution. There is no bloody revolution. That's fucking from the song Sting. How can I raise my boy with Oppenheimer's toy? He's a fraud and a phony. Kind of confusion, Phil Collins. They're frauds. They're all because none of them ever meant it, number one. Number two, they're all fucking comfortable and whacked on pills. This guy says, well, I know fucking Jackson Brown personally. Because he runs a guitar shop in Laguna. He was there. This guy was a great activist, old school San Diegan. And he's talking about, I know this celebrity, I can go to them. I'm telling you, they're not going to. They never meant any of it. That was a publicist, including Helen Caldecott. She was, and you know what? It was all the rage in the 70s being an anti-nuclear activist. It was in vogue. It's sexy. It was all the fucking rage. That's the only reason all of them. They didn't even write these fucking songs. It's pathetic. Crazy Train, Ozzy. that's about the nuclear industry, because it was there to sell records. They're going along with popular culture. Not one of them meant. And I said, please, they were all frauds. They've exposed it. The greatest ecological, everything they stood against was a nuclear meltdown. Everything, the death of the Pacific Ocean. We love the whales. We love the dolphins. They're all fucking dead. I mean, there's a few left, but not many. It's dying fast. The typo, so the beautiful Baywatch young fucking, I mean, she's beautiful, blonde, just like it's supposed to be. I mean, I saw, for the first time, I saw the blonde, bikini, freaking incredible females that California's all been famous for my whole life. I mean, the beautiful. There in Laguna. I mean, she was something. And I talked to her. You can hear in my video, hey, you can't go right there. And so I'm like, so I talked to her, and she's like, she was smart, she was great, beautiful, and she says, yeah, I've been here the whole time. And Kurt asked her also, and she's like, you seen a star? Oh, dramatic. From when? Fukushima, 2011. Well, pre-Fukushima. It's dramatic. She says, it's heartbreaking. They're fucking dead. I've walked all these fucking pools, not one single star. That's impossible. Not even an orange, let alone the big purples, let alone the great big reds. The oranges are everywhere. You can spot them. They're gone. Millions and millions of big tile black mussels. That Shaw's Cove, gone. I mean, gone. It looks like the fucking moon. I mean, it's startling. And they're all like that. I mean, I've walked them all. This ain't nothing new. I've done this already. I'm just, I shot a lot of video. I'm struggling. I'm walking 10, 12 miles a day. Sleeping on benches. I'm pretty focused on trying to stay alive. I got full cancer, and I'm walking. I'm trying to get a YouTube video. I got nowhere to upload. I had no money when I did my walks for the last 3 years. I'm at the USS Reagan, staying at the dumpiest ass fucking hotel you ever fucking seen. I'm the only the only human being. Half the time the lawyers weren't even there. In the proceedings, whatever. And cops all over. I'm by myself. Full of cancer. Try to load up a video here. Try to view everything, Hey, Kevin, will you get this title? Kevin, will you do this? You know how many requests I get a fucking day? Kevin, you need to do this. And a lot of times it's not even asking. Kevin, you need to do this. Kevin, you need to do that. Kevin, you need to do this. I'm handling the whole salmon situation on the Columbia. What? You think about the hassle and where I have a big brain, and I'm a hard worker. I do a lot of things. I've never worked so hard for so little. But I'm like, I don't want any big money. I need to stay fucking poor, and I see to finish. I need small money. I have a GoFundMe page. That's how I got to buy plane flights. They're not cheap. And God, I had to get up at 3 in the fucking morning to get on this because it's the only cheap one I could find. Fucking flew. It left in the airport. Left at 6 a.m. You know what time you got to be there, so you lose a whole night of sleep. You're going to a foreign place you don't know. You ain't got nowhere to stay. You got no money, whatever, and you just hope somebody shows up, or just throw your fucking blanket down and sleep on the beach. This is L.A. This ain't fucking San Diego. This ain't San Francisco. This ain't fucking Santa Cruz. Go down to Skid Row. Go down there. There's a Renaissance in downtown Los Angeles. I'll be down there again today. I'm going to go to the fish market and talk to the famous fish guy about the Copper River salmon. Got to go talk to. I'm right next to UFC. I did a video at Occidental College of Obama. I got a lot of videos, good ones. Skid Row is worse than it's ever been. Now, it changes color, it changes dynamic, it changes places. And so here's the Renaissance of right here at downtown old Los Angeles, which is spectacular and ground and incredible, really incredible. Then just 2 blocks over, that, and it goes on and on. So I see the craziest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. I'm down there, and I didn't get a video of it, and, I'm going to try to get a day. So you saw what it looked like on my video. It goes on for blocks and blocks and blocks. It's the most hardcore fucking thing you ever fucking see. So there's a big blow-up kids swimming pool. The plastic ones, like, you get the kids and throw in the backyard to play for the summer. Big one. One of those big nice ones full of fucking and it's just, the blow-up plastic right there on the sidewalk in that insanity. And the fucking about 4 little kids, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 playing in it. I'm like, and even her that I was with, born and raised in L.A., she says, oh, my God. I never seen it. And I says, oh boy, whoa, hello. Why in the fuck after? I mean, it's been that way in downtown LA my whole life. It used to be all non-beds, so they killed all them. They're all fucking dead. You know, they got everybody jacked on the heroin. Well, where's the heroin coming from? Oh, the poppies in Afghanistan hoarding the poppies. There's more heroin in this. It's unheard of. In Utah? Really? There's a major heroin epidemic. What? Oxycontins? People dropping dead? Oh, they love it. Unfucking believable what's in fucking downtown. I mean, it goes on, and like she says, that's just what you see in your face. The fucking shadow, it's everywhere, and it's fucking, I mean, my God, it blow your fucking mind. So, I mean, I have some videos, I don't even know that I could put them up, you know, because the crime's being committed. I mean, and by the way, there's no Hispanics down there. I says, it's all African American, but the only crime I saw a guy fucking kicking a homeless a handicapped person's vehicle, kicking the door in, spitting on it. I put this video up. This dude's going to go to jail because I think, and I'll put it up, but you know how the police situation is here. I mean, it's overwhelming. That was a white guy in his fucking 30s or 40s, you know. So there's no Hispanics down there. There's no Mexicans. And I says, no, because they're fucking out working, those slaves. I mean, so you get up, I'm a morning guy, so you get up and walk early the sun comes up in Southern California. And I love to do it because it's all the Mexicans. And they're up at sunup walking, going to their jobs. You know, they've been sleeping under bridges, fucking wherever, you know, whatever they can find, because they don't make any money. They're so abused. They're pickers. And I was up in Ventura. I talked to the pickers up there, too. So I talked to some really great pickers yesterday. And so they're up at sunup, like me, catching the buses, walking to fucking work, waiting for somebody, fucking white, fucking hair-sprayed, fucking mass-murdering, fucking abuser, car-selling fucking abuser to pick them up and exploit them. That's just all them slaves are out there picking your food, washing your toilet, making your fucking bed for this fucking tourism economy. Let me tell you, the violence down here, the drug thing, it's manufactured. They manufacture it. It's manufactured. They dump the fucking cocaine on here. They dump the heroin on here. They fucking set you up. The whole gang violence was manufactured. They create the fucking scenario. You know, so, I mean, is it changed? Yeah, it's a cultural theme park across California now. It's very different, but down there, whoa, you know, the nuclear waste, whoa. So, you know, I just keep fighting these battles one time. A hopeless cause? I don't know that it's a hopeless cause. You know, look what we've been able to accomplish. If you went back 3-4 years ago and says, you know, that day at San Clemente, and I says, oh, they're done. They're done. We're gonna. I've been saying, yeah, but they're done. They're done. No one would have believed you. Oh, they make a 20% degree. Just total lies. All the nuclear. It takes more electricity, and this was confirmed by Alison McFarland last night. It takes more electricity to run a nuclear reactor than they use, because they have to keep all the spent fuel cool. They're over capacity to temp power. They're stacked on roofs. They're stacked outside. They're stacked. You know, and they call them orphan reactors now. You know, they're abandoned, freaking, the licenses run out, yet the waste and the contamination is still there. Well, who's going to take care of that? They have the licenses over. These fucking looters, and you think they're public utilities? Cal Edison's a public? I don't think so. None of them are public utilities. They're owned by the same player. Bill Gates is one of the major shareholders in all the nuclear reactors. You know, the Queen and her uranium mines. You know, Western Zirconium, right behind my house, which is Westinghouse, which is Toshiba. Look up who they are. They're fucking the same old banker, fucking oligarch, fucking Goldman Sachs, fucking the same old rats. They own them. Why? Because of the government subsidy. You can't sue them. Price-Sanders, the Congressional Act that was passed in 1957, you can't sue them. They just hand out. Look at Obama's budget. It's all 8 years. Why they're saying that there's no good options, Operation Hot Potato is the least, and they know. This is a catastrophe. An absolute fucking quagmire fucking catastrophe, and they know. So keep Obama just throwing money at them, making more of them. Keep making more. That's what I kept telling him. Yeah, let's just keep making more, and they all admit it. These are the people that freaking work for the Department of Energy, for these committees, and the NRC, the Department. You talk to any of them, Cal Edison, any of them. They know it's a catastrophe. They know, and I'm like, let's just keep that. So look at Obama's budget. He just floods it with more fucking government stimulus fucking to the nuclear industry. Just pork. I mean, that's what people, they get all acted up about the bank bailout, which they should. It's outrageous. Look at the fucking nuclear fucking money that's been going on for fucking decades and decades. They opened the faucet at the Manhattan Project, just all in. The Treasury, Allison admitted. She says, where does this money come from that, that pays these fines? She says, it's not even approved by the fucking Congress Budget Committee or nothing. She says, the Treasury just prints it. That's what she said. She said, you can look it up on their site, that by law they have to put the whole hearing up. But they play games with that. They'll wait. So, I'll put it up. Peter's got a lot of the video too. But she said it. They just print it. Oh my God, that's your money. The taxpayers, they just destroy. It's just fucking incredible looting that will not end. The American public, they ain't gonna deal with it. American public, they don't give a fuck. They're walking over the fucking dead typos, walking Fifi and Fufu on the fucking beach. They love the sea turtles. Well, I got news: Fifi and Fufu do not fucking. The sea turtles do not love Fifi and Fufu. These are the self-indulgent. And LA's always been that way too. Well, my life, not always, to a certain extent, but we always had grassrooters. We had artists. We had activists. We had beautiful souls across Southern California, and we still do. We have some. There's some good activists down here, and there's some fucking people that care, but when it comes to the ocean and everything, they can't handle it. Nobody can handle this, so they compartmentalize. It's like abused female. Shoot the messenger. They'll take it out on the fucking husband you're married to, the boyfriend you got when he didn't do anything to you. But subconsciously, they need to fucking go after somebody, so go after the fucking guy, only guy on earth telling the fucking truth. Attacking, kicking. An AML leukemia victim full of cancer with a central line hanging, fighting for his fucking life. I'm in a 5-year program. I'm finishing this race. I've made it 4. I held up Paul's obituary in that thing, and I says, oh yeah, Tommy said, okay. He grew up, born and raised, he was an anti-nuke. His comments are all over in videos. As soon as I got back from the San Clemente hearing, I got the news, the phone call. Kevin, I'm dying. What? Yeah, it's back. I talked to him, he was dying. He kept me calm. You keep doing what you're doing. He was an anti-nuclear activist. He was powerful. He was beautiful. He was strong. He was dynamic. Incredible condition. Great mind. 2 young children. Beautiful wife. Kevin and Carla, both AML de novo leukemia in our guts. They died one day, 24 hours away from each other. I held up his obituary in there. And I'll tell you what, I would like to thank John, the young man. He was all ears. He's there, and you can see he had his head down. This guy, I like this guy. He's thrown to the wolves, but this guy's trying to do it. I'll be up in Idaho, and I'll talk to him, and, but these people want to still attack these guys. They didn't do this. And so they have a PR asshole who the state of California has paid on your taxpayer. They pay him about $1 million a year. I talked to this rat that runs this dog and pony show. He's a communications major. He sits up there. He's a rude, ignorant, fucking passive Tim Cook talking. And he cuts people off. He's a prick. He really is out. He told us we couldn't clap. I stood up and clapped harder. I said, well. Don't fucking, we tell you how to think, Hitler. Put your fucking hand up. This is fucking Vienna, Austria all over. This is fucking Mussolini fascism. The goon squad's all over. I'm like, really? I talk to those. I says, you guys are cops. They just sit there and grin. You can see them. Spiked up fucking short hairdo about my thing. Tim Cook thing, and they look at you like they're tough guys. I said, fuck you. What, are you trying to intimidate me? Is that what you're doing? Walk right up to me, flash their badge to me. What, that scare me? Well, what are you trying to intimidate a guy like me? I'm a fucking cancer victim fighting for fucking your life. Why would you come up to a guy like that and try to fucking change? I told him. Why? And he's, I says, what? I called him straight up. What are you, the SS? What kind of fucking Mussolini goon are you? What the fuck you do that to me? I told him, you do not fucking scare me. You can't intimidate me. You can't. I've had guns. It's impossible. You cannot intimidate me. It's like when I walk down those streets, and those guys, they don't want you filming them. And a lot of filmmakers, there's a story down here, a young woman got killed walking through there trying to film. Oh, they'll grab your camera and break it. You know, they don't want to be filmed. And I'm like, well, if you're filming for the right reason to try to help them, but, you know, you don't understand the dynamic. A lot of people want to be that way. A lot of people made horrible choices. A lot of people are forcing it. I mean, it's a setup. It's manufactured. They set it up, fucking dump the fucking heroin, dump the cocaine, you know, the Bush crime family, the CIA. I mean, it's been proven over and over and over how these fucking rats play. It's a setup. You know, they're paying this rat, this public commission guy, $1 million a fucking year. What? He's got a sweet gig. You don't think he wants this fucking thing not to go off the beach so they can keep having these hearings, so they got to keep paying him? He says, oh, I got a PhD in communications. I know nothing about nuclear. I says, you're an asshole. And then they sneak out the back door. So I want to talk to Allison, you know, and so then I ain't shitting you. You can't make it up. Here comes a fucking, you know, they're not limos anymore, but they have cars and drivers just like a limo. The guy stands there in a shirt, and I'm like, watch this. This guy's standing there, you know, opening the door like they're Hollywood royalty. I says, this is your government employees. I says, I'll guarantee it'll be Allison and these other ones getting in these cars. Sure as fuck. And they go out the back door. They think they're celebrities. They think they're royalty, and they're all there is a government fucking serfdom fucking rat being paid. These are government fucking servants on the taxpayer's dime. It's what. By the way, the hearing was packed. The overflow room was packed. In California, they're playing no young people. There was one young, I believe he was of some type of Middle Eastern descent, an L.A. kid. Oh, he was great. He was the only young one that got up and spoke, and I loved what he said. You can watch, he gets up and he says, well, you know, it sounds like you know, plans. You'd think after all these years you'd have plan A, B, and C. And he says, you know, you have only part of plan A is what it sounds like to me. And he says, we have a saint in our family. As soon as you got plan A, you develop plan B. And if you don't have plan B, there's lots more letters in the alphabet. A whole bunch of more letters in the alphabet. And I'm like, yeah. He was the only young person that was there, and he was probably pushing 40. You know, all our old activists are very old. You know, we're getting up there. Gene's up there. Donna's up there. You know, the other Donna are old, that calls me last San Diego. And from what I understand, she's passed. I word yesterday, and I heard this, and, you know, she's fantastic. Somebody said that she passed away this winter. So, and I think, and that's who made, so I'll tell you how effective my activism, you know, she made that logo, I made those shirts, and I'm the first one to put that logo out with a screen with the hands on the face, whatever. And then she had the shirts made by a guy here in L.A., not, another Shepard Ferry who just, how about that fucking lying, cheating, thieving rat copies that. Oh, he's the great graffiti artist. He's all the rage. He's a fucking plagiaristic, phony lying rat, just like Malcolm Gladwell. CIA propped up rats because they captured the art. They captured the museums. Yoko's all the rage. I protest in the museum. This ain't nothing new. They're right out of the old playbook. And call it New World Order when it's Old World Order. You know, call it Illuminati when it's a bunch of inbred fucking monarchs. Because then, ooh, they're fucking elite. You know, we can't touch them. You know, ooh, all these celebrities there, you know, they just go, they're fucking people. They're a bunch of inbred creeps. You know, Hollywood's been captured for fucking decades and decades. Look to where it came from, the streets of Vienna. Who? Meyer? Huh. You know, Bauer? Huh. You know, they're changing it. Rothschild. You know, Teller from Budapest. All roads lead to Vienna, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. Oh, I was there a year ago today. You know, I learned a lot from Freedom Eisenblower in her house. She knew she was dying. She was waiting for me. You can't make it up. Pervad, you know, they're the ones that set it up. I had nothing to do with that. I didn't ask to go see Frida. You know, they're like, no, Frida wants, you know, come on. She was ready. 4 hours prepping me. She was full of cancer. She never told anybody. As I said, again, my intuitive mind, I'm always first. Oh, I can see the future. Before Cassandra and Hamlet, that Danish son. Oh, curses spite was I born to sight. Bred with Cassandra. That Hamlet bred with Cassandra, and they had a
all nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical.